Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome, happy Tuesday. In today's video, we'll be doing acrylic overlay on my client's natural nails. Here I'm going to use my tungsten removal bit to remove her previous design and debulk that acrylic. We are leaving the rubber base underneath. And if you're new here, I do like to use a rubber base on my acrylic clients as well. I've had a few questions on my previous acrylic videos. Why do I like to use a rubber base on my acrylic clients? And I focus mainly on the natural nail health and growth. So with me using the rubber base, I find that it helps aid in the natural nail health growth process and a protection for my clients as well as myself whenever they're coming in for a fill or a rebalance. I use the rubber base as my guide to debulk the acrylic and go over with new fresh acrylic once they come in every 4 to 6 weeks. Yes, my clients come stretch their appointments sometimes out to even 6 weeks. I've been using the rubber base method for about 3 or 4 years, maybe more. Can't remember exactly the time when I decided to give the rubber base a try, but I was using a lot of nail tips, and I find that they were getting splits across their nail bed. And once I started to sculpt their nails rather than using a tip, I loved how their natural nail looked, and I said, you know what? Let's start doing all you guys enhancements over your natural nails. So with using a rubber base under the product, it just secures the natural nail health, and it stays nice and healthy and thick. It's not thin or anything. And if they were to bump their nails, the rubber base aids in taking that impact off the head. So there'll be lessen the damage on the nail plate, which is like splits, bruise, airline fractures, um, the eponychium being the skin underneath being lifted from the nail plate, or the nail itself being lifted from the nail. So yeah, I'm not saying it don't happen, it do, but they have to be doing something that they not supposed to be doing with their nails, or just moving fast, where their nail are completely damaged. The damage won't be coming from me. So yeah, hope that helps. If you have given this method a try, let me know how you've been liking it. For me, if I was starting over and I had clients with like oily nail beds, or client who are just been traumatized from getting rings of fire, their nails been thin after them taking off whatever enhancement they have on, I would reassure them by using a rubber base underneath that enhancement to aid as a protection for them and myself. So I'm all done with removing her previous design and debulking that acrylic. We will be keeping our length for this appointment. Once she comes back at the end of the month, we will be doing a soak off and a cut down. And we're going to be starting over fresh. We do this every so often. She didn't want to do it at this appointment, so I said, okay, let's just go ahead with an overlay, and then we'll start over fresh once she comes back for Valentine's Day. Nails. Here I'm using my medium brow bit to exfoliate that new growth area, and I'm using my e-file at between 6 to 8,000 RPMs at a time, and I'm using my Melody Susie SC300F e-file, and I usually get it off Amazon or directly off the Melody Susie website. I will link it in the description bar for you guys to check out. Then I'll go straight in with my fine or medium flame bit. The bit that I will be using in this video is considered a flame bit, but is a safety one. I go from the one with the pointy tip to the safety one. In this video, I just grabbed for the first one that I seen, so let's talk about it just a little bit. This one, I like to use it because it lessens the chances of you poking the client with the tip of the flame bit at the nail fold. That can cause irritation. So when you're pushing up the cuticle with a flame, but you want to make sure you're not causing any damage to that nail file. Here I'm just making sure the nail file is nice and open. Then I'll go straight in with my cuticle ball bit to exfoliate that dead skin around her cuticle area. And then I'll go in to buff, or just go straight in with my mix that I like to use, alcohol, half acetone, to dehydrate and cleanse the nail of any dust and debris. Then I'll go in with my Young Nail Protein Bond, then gel bottle rubber base. So I just realized that I've accidentally deleted the video of me putting on my Young Nail Protein Bond and the rubber base. So forgive me, but I'm going straight into acrylic application, and I'm using Young Nail Clear Speed Clear Acrylic and monomer. And the size brush that I'm using, I want to say it's number 18. Yeah, it's a number 18 brush. And I've had this brush for a while now. I got it from Amazon as well, so I'll link it in the description bar for you guys. I started off using number 10, then I moved up to 12, then 14, 16, and size 18 just works for me. Even if I'm doing a short overlay, I will grab my larger brush. It just makes my life easier. And yeah, so I like to apply in one bead. You could use multiple beads to create that structure that you're looking for. Because I'm working with a natural nails, I'll apply from the cuticle area down. And then if I need more acrylic at the free edge, I will do so, because I like to debulk from underneath upwards to make the nail appears to be straighter. Or if it's crooked, I could easily well correct the shape of the nails by applying more product at the free edge of the nail, than filing from underneath to create that structure that I'm looking for. So here I'm just going ahead to pat my acrylic to take out any excess monomer, making sure the free edge is shaped how she likes it. I like to go a little bit wider so I could file the sidewalls without taking away that structure that we need to maintain the apex of the nail. So yeah, I went in with a second bead for this nail here. These are longer nails, so when they're longer, I apply a little bit more acrylic. Here I'm just going ahead to apply the first bead of acrylic on our pointer nail. I press release and push it up to that cuticle area to seal it up. Then I use the middle of my brush to take the product down the entire nail, while making sure I'm saturating my brush with whatever monomer that's in that bead of acrylic, so I could sculpt the nail without the acrylic being runny or anything. I do apply some of my bead a little bit runnier, and then I use the middle of my brush to take out that excess monomer so I can maintain control of that bead of acrylic. I hope that helps, and wasn't going too fast with explaining how I like to use my acrylic beads. Here I'm going in with my second bead at the cuticle, and I'm applying it, and I'm making sure my brush is nice and clean. Then I'll go in to pat it in place, making sure the sidewalls are nice and capped, as well as the cuticle area. And I'm looking from side to side and down the barrel of the nail just to make sure that structure in the apex is where it needs to be. And then I'll go ahead and have her dry while I apply the acrylic on the opposite hand. All done with application, now I'm going in with my fine carbide bit to finish filing nails and shape the free edge of the nail, as well as debulk from underneath. So once I'm done cleaning up her sidewalls and make sure her nails is nice and straight from the free edge, up to our cuticle, we are going to flip our hand over and clean up that natural nails from underneath. That will also help your nails to appear straighter. So yeah, so apply more product on top. That way, once I go underneath, I could create that perfect C from the free edge up to the cuticle area. So if you look down to the barrel of the nail, you see a perfect structure with no lumps and bumps. And the cuticle area is nice and flush. So yeah, after this, I will be going in with my 240 grit sanding band to smooth out any ridges that may be created with the carbide bit, and then we'll go straight in to doing the design. So for our cover color, I went in with DC 2448 Have Mercy, and then I went over it with need that, I want to say, because she said she wanted a little bit more pink. So I did go over it with just a pinker cover color from D&D or DC. I just can't remember the shade. And then for the black that I'm using my Jello color mixed with some Madam Glam gel paint just to make sure it's nice and pigmented and it is the right consistency that I'm looking for. I find that when we're using thinner gel polishes to do fringe, it creates like a little lump on the side of the nail once that polish, the fringe, is created. And I do like to go back over to smooth out any little gel from, if it's settled at the side of the nail. Here I'm going in with I think it's DC or D&D French dip white. Can't remember the number, but I'll put it on the screen for you guys. So we're just doing black and white French. She wanted some polka dots with a little bit of cow print with some zebra. I did go ahead and do that for her. They turned out really pretty. That's what she wanted. And guys, can you believe after a week, I want to say, she broke one of her nails. She said she just went ahead and cut it down because it was tender. So when I see her next week, Saturday, we will be cutting these down and starting over fresh. So you guys are seeing this a little bit later than it was filmed. So yeah, I'm trying to catch up on editing all my videos and uploading them and telling myself that you guys will still watch them even if they're like just a plain nude color or fun design, because my clients are so in between. Most of the time they just come in for basic French or a basic nude set. So sometimes I don't want to record those video sets that I'm doing, but when I do share the shorts on my Instagram and here on YouTube, you guys are asking me for those videos. So I'm gonna start recording everything, even if it's just basic. I will still upload it. So let me know if you guys would want to see everything. It doesn't matter what it is, if it's just a basic set or design. Yeah, because I'm still trying to find the groove here on YouTube. You just never know. You could upload a video and get a ton of views, and then the next time you upload, you won't get any views at all. So yeah, I'm just trying to stay motivated with sharing what I do behind the scenes with you guys. So yeah, I want to make it fun as well and make it not so tedious and intimidating. If you have made it this far in this video, thanks for hanging with me. If you are new here, welcome. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. And if you are just a viewer, please consider subscribing. Thanks to my subscribers for constantly supporting me and engaging with me here on my channel. Here I'm just doing some abstract design. She said she didn't care, so I just went with a bunch of lines and they turned out really pretty. And then we're going to add some zebra on her ring finger, I want to say. And then she said she wanted the cow print looking design on her thumb. So that's what we did. And then we went in with Young Nail Protein Bond. Nope. Young Nail Stain Resistant. That's how much I use Young Nail Protein Bond. Young Nail Stain Resistant. And I like to use 2 coats of this. Just to make sure, everything is nice and sealed, and we cure for 90 seconds. I take off the inhibition layer with some alcohol, and I cleanse, wipe around her cuticle, making sure there's no inhibition layer on her skin that may cause any allergic reactions. And then we cuticle oil these bad boys up. I like to give my clients a scrub so they'll exfoliate, and then we'll take our finishing photos. So these are how the nails turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.